So recently, Embark stole a video from me, and what I mean by steal, I mean that they changed something I was going to make a video about with season 2, and I don't know how to feel about it. They didn't even include it in the patch notes, and I feel like it is a change related to the new Dematerializer, and I don't know, man. Previously in season 1, I was working on this Goo Tech while I was in my Goo cave, and here you can see this is a clip from season 1, and this is actually a clip I sent to Gravity Drop for him to use in his Goo video. But basically the idea is that you place a detached barricade on the ground and you can use Goo to push that barricade through walls because the barricade will destroy structures pretty easily when it's pressed against them. And as you can see, it can be quite useful because you can put C4s on the barricade and push the barricade through a wall and maybe put it really close to a cache out where enemies are defusing, and you can really do some damage with it. But now that they nerfed C4 and they made it so you can't really push the barricade through walls anymore, it's not really doable. Like, look at this clip of me trying this in season 2. The barricade just now gets stuck through the wall. It doesn't even do damage to the structures anymore. And I don't know if this is related to a change they did to barricade or how walls and structures are created, because with the new dematerializer, they must have changed something with the geometry of objects or structures in order for the materializer to work. So I'm not sure what's happening here, but this really closes the creativity for the Goo. And I was really sad about this because, like, I was going to make a crazy montage of me completely changing how the game would be played, but I can't really do that anymore because the game would rather me have the barricade be stuck inside walls and floors than me pushing it through walls and exploding people. Like, it's just sad times, really. And with this new season, like, there's some other problems with Goo also. Look at these clips I have. What is wrong with Goo, bro? They messed up Goo in this patch.
What the fuck?
Goo barrows and whatever Goo nades, they just don't seem to be placing properly on surfaces. I don't know, like, Goo might not be worth bringing anymore. Like, I can't even save myself with Goo anymore by jumping off the map. Or, like, I can't do my escapes anymore. Like, they just TP me out of bounds.
I'll do it for the viewers. The viewers want to see me go crazy, Jesse, so you gotta go live.
I'm live. What? What?
Alright, never mind, guys. Jesse sucks, so we're not allowed to play the game.
Okay.
We can.
Oh, we have to
Oh.
I'm gonna go Jay. What's up?
Alright, the game just TP'd me out of the bounds and died. Yeah, that first clip, like, you could say that I just fell too much and hit the kill zone. But, like, this second clip, bro, you can't say that, bro. I stood still for, like, 3 seconds on my Goo, and then they just TP'd me out of bounds, bro. Like, what is wrong with the game? Like, in season 1, this stuff wasn't happening. I was on the edge all the time. I was edging. I was... Wait, what? So yeah, it's season 2 now, and since I can't do these Goo Tech, I might as well show them here. And I also want to show some new things I've been working on. I spent some time in the practice range trying to see what I can do with the new gadgets with Goo, and you can do some pretty crazy stuff. I was just messing around in practice range with Gravity Cube, and let's just say I created something. Yo, I made a mecha. No way. So basically I created a Goo Mech, and if you're familiar with Helldivers 2, it's kind of similar to that sort of mech, but like it's just worse in every way though. But I think it's pretty cool that I found something like this. I don't think it would be very useful in like a competitive setting, but here's how you create it. So what I did is I have a detached barricade on the ground with the curve facing towards the ceiling. And what I did is I Goo each corner of the barricade with one Goo blob. And basically I just go in the middle of the barricade and tuck myself in there and then just throw a gravity cube at my feet. And basically what would happen is that the armor or barricade or Goo mech will like attach to you and kind of follow wherever you're looking at, sort of like the mech in Helldivers 2. And this could be useful because like it gives you cover from the back and whatever, and it allows you to shoot dynamically while having cover dynamically also. So like wherever you're shooting or wherever you're looking, the armor will move with you. So if you're looking to the left, the armor will cover your right and stuff like that. It's pretty nice, but I don't know. I'm not sure how this would work in the actual scenario. I haven't tested it out. I kind of want to try and make the best version of it first before I really try it out in a game. But I'm pretty sure there are better ways. There's definitely a lot of different configurations you can do with this to make it better. It can make it so I'm trying to figure out a way that you can make the goo cover your body, so only your head is showing. But it's pretty difficult to do it. But I'm interested to see what you guys can come up with if you guys are trying this goo mech. And yeah, some other uses of the goo I've been using in ranked as of now. With the gravity nade, you can move the cash out, which is so overpowered. I think the gravity cube is probably an S tier gadget, especially if you're trying to win the game without having to take fights. You can use the gravity cube to stall cash outs very efficiently. If a cash out is dropped down the floor or whatever and there's a hole above the cash out, you can throw the cube to lift it up. And usually this results in the cash out being stuck towards the ceiling, and you can use the goo to create basically another floor for the cash out. And this way you can make it easier to cocoon the goo sort of on the roof, so it forces the enemy to use a rocket or whatever to bring it down. And not only will they have to use a utility to bring it down, they will have to go all the way down to where the cash out drops, so you're stalling as much time as possible. And not only that, you can keep using gravity cube. The gravity cube lasts a pretty decent amount of time. By the time the gravity cube is over, you're halfway replenished on using another gravity cube, so it's super efficient. So you can just kind of spam the gravity cube, which is pretty nice. And with the goo, you can make it almost impossible to steal the cash out if you just continually stall them. Especially towards the end of the cash out, you can use Goo Lock to stop them from stealing. And I just think this is a really nice combo. And personally, I've been running the Goo Gun, Lewis Gun, Barricade, Gravity Cube, and RPG as my loadout whenever I play heavy. And it's been working pretty well for me. So what about the other new gadgets and how does that work with Goo? If we look at the new Dematerializer, it does work on goo, but not in the way you would think. So basically, one charge of the Dematerializer can only target one piece of goo. And basically what happens is that if you use that charge on that piece of goo, that goo won't disappear or turn transparent. But what it does do is that any goo that's attached to that goo that you used it on will be detached and eliminated from existence. So using what we know about contact points, you should probably watch my goo guide if you don't know what I'm talking about. But basically every goo is connected to one point, and Dematerializer is only useful if you get rid of the origin point. So if you get rid of the one goo that is holding all the other goo together, that's probably the best use for Dematerializer against goo. And keep in mind, like, each charge of Dematerializer is pretty useful. Like, it's probably best used on walls. I don't know about using Dematerializer on goo unless you really have to. If you're going against a goo gun heavy, I mean, wasting a Dematerializer on goo is probably not worth it. It's probably better to use it on the wall next to the goo, because if the goo gun heavy knows what he's doing, he would have multiple contact points and you would only get rid of some of the goo and still probably not be able to get through if you use the Dematerializer on the goo. So yeah, that's how the Dematerializer works with the goo. So let's talk about the gateway for the light. And you can shoot goo through the gateway, and you can throw barrels and stuff like that through the gateway also. But there's an interesting interaction with the gateway and goo. And basically what you can do is, like, if you can bait an enemy to go through your portal or gateway or whatever, you can goo the exit portal, but not with a goo gun, because if you use a goo gun to block the exit portal, it won't be very effective. The enemy will spawn inside the goo and the goo would just break. But if you use a goo barrel or a goo nade and put it over the exit portal, the enemy will get stuck in that and have to shoot their way out, which is a lot more effective. And I don't know why that is. That's just how it be. So that about covers all the things I wanted to cover in this video. And I just wanted to highlight some of the new meta things that I've found out about goo and all the interaction it has with the new gadgets. And I don't want to say like goo is worse now, because it's not really worse. It's still doing the things it needs to do. At least the goo gun is, at least, or most of the times, I guess. But hopefully Embark does fix some of the issues with goo right now, because it seems like they didn't really mean to nerf goo this season, and probably most of these things are just bugs, and hopefully they get fixed soon. Like, goo is still really strong if you know how to use it. Take this clip for example. I'm in the final round and and this team is very annoying. And what I do here is that since there's only one enemy left, I just gulag him. So his teammates are forced to wait. If they coin, we can just kill the guy that I'm gulagging and then take an easy 3v2. Or we can just gulag him long enough so we team wipe him a little later and force his team to lose like 10 seconds and probably lose that 10 seconds that could have won them a fight or let them have a fight. I still think Goo is really strong. I just think a lot of the stuff that Goo is good for is a little bit less powerful because of the bugs. But yeah, that concludes my video, and I hope you guys really enjoyed it. Hopefully you guys learned something, and hopefully you guys find some new tech for me that I can post about. Yeah. Um, yeah, that's all I gotta say. Thanks for watching. Like, subscribe, comment your thoughts, and I'll see you guys in the next video very soon. I have videos planned. And yeah, see ya. Alright.
I'm in.
Wait, it's not doing it. Oh wait, there we go. Yeah, like wait, sideways. Wait, it looked.
Oh, there we go.
It looked
Oh,
more
No.
sick.
No, my shield.
it probably doesn't work on light.
Perfectly